Oh man. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. This your man, King Truth is Allah, coming to you on this understanding day of April. Oh man. It's a lot been going on. Uh, once again, if you've been following me, you should have a good understanding of supreme mathematics and what number three is in supreme mathematics. And number three is understanding. Right, man. I just, oh, shit. Yeah, I just wanted to build with y'all real quick, man. Jump in on these hot topic issues. This this say Afronauts, right? Afronauts. But I don't like it, because it ain't clear, right? You can't read it, but it's something I'm working on. And where I get Afronauts from, I think I got Afronauts from X Clan, Brother J. I think I said, oh, Afro. I think I ain't sure, Brother X Clan or some Black Conscious page I was looking at. I say, wow, I got the man. So Afronauts, right? Oh man, today, so I'm gonna just, I'm gonna talk about Hollywood. I'm being pressured into saying something about these things, right? I don't want to. I'd rather just say nothing, right? Uh, but I'm gonna talk about Hollywood, black actors and some white actors in Hollywood, right? I'm gonna talk about Hollywood. Um, and so yeah, so but this little something that I come across: blood makes you kin, loyalty makes you family, right? You know. So what we got going on is Will and Jada and Chris Rock, right? Will and Jada and Chris Rock, and people want to know what I really think about it, right? Oh man. Well, what I think about it, right, is you know, um, I don't care. I don't care not a little bit that Will Smith run up on Chris Rock. I don't care. Now, should I care? Like, no, you say them your people. Man, my mama my people. And she get to being let a man talk to any old kind of way. My mother raised me, to get gone if somebody get to tripping and you don't want to deal with them. So she should take her own advice. You understand? I do it. You see? But yeah, so I don't care that that Will Smith run up on Chris Rock and put hands on him. I don't care. But I got some thoughts on it, right? And they not gonna be what you think. Um, Hollywood, the entertainment industry, that's music, television, and film, tend to reward haters. They reward haters. They reward jealousy. The music industry and the television and film industry tends to tends to trends to uh, reward haters and jealous people, jealous haters. They reward them. And so what I mean by that is that you can come across dudes like Tuwack, for example. His name come up in this, right? And it's like, oh, Will Smith, wouldn't run up on Tuwack, or he trying to be Tuwack, right? They think he trying to, be like Tupac and run up on Chris Rock, to impress Jada, right? I don't know. To me, they've been married about 30 years, and if this what he got to do to keep his marriage fresh, then that's what he got to do if he want to keep his wife. You got to do what you got to do to keep your wife, right? And vice versa, right? Um, but yeah, the entertainment industry tends to reward haters. Like Tupac really, really attempted to rape that young woman back in '94, and he lied on Biggie, and Biggie, Chris Wallace, Christopher Wallace, from Brooklyn. He lied on him and said that, and he lied about everything. He wasn't shot 5 times in the quiet studio. That's a lie. And so he lied on, and so somebody, was telling this to the news, and like people been sleep on him. People gave him the benefit of the doubt without knowing the particulars of the the rape allegations, right? And so when he is convicted, people still thought a young black man was being, railroaded because of hate, or from the police or something. We, myself included, did not believe he was capable or guilty of rape, right? Or some lesser degree, some form of rape. I was, you think he got more sense than that? You think he's better than that? But the facts of the matter are that two whack is a hater. And anytime you ambush a woman, physically try to coax a woman into sex or group sex, you are in some kind of violation of her rights, which make you in violation of the law, right? And so, this is, what happened. Uh, and so he gets out of jail, and then he, and then so he's compelled to want to gangbang for the Bloods, right? He's compelled to want to jump in and jump on some people he don't even know, right? Which Las Vegas police say this, and California police say, FBI say, why he got shot in Las Vegas for real this time, right? And so that's his fault too. Him. You got video cameras in the casino showing him the first one punching and trying to beat up Baby Lane, right? And then the rest of the entourage. So he started that. Baby Lane over here minding his business. One dude by himself, posting and waiting on the rest of his crew. He minding his business, and they jump on him, and they say, the streets, the documentary say, Baby Lane answered back. You know, But Tupac started that, and so then he fakes his death. He could have went back to jail then for violating probably some uh rules in in his appeal bond, right? The requirements of your appeal bond is don't get in no more trouble. So he violated some rules of being out on an appeal bond. And you got people from death row back then saying, we lied and said, he somebody else started it and he wasn't in it, to protect him, right? But he wrong and he should have been sent back to prison, right? So, time goes on and they make all these movies and documentaries, and I'm not a hater. I'm just saying, I mean, I didn't walk that path. I didn't have 100, 250 songs, 20 songs to shop to a record company to get a deal. That's how you get a deal. You gotta make you some music, which take money, and then you gotta shop it and hope the record company people see something in you that they will want to sign you and then advance you money and make you a star through videos and concerts and interviews and radio play. That's how you get fame. That's how you get on. It ain't rocket science. It's not a miracle. Miracles aren't being performed. This is the business and concept and method of marketing people and marketing their music and marketing their talents, right? So, it ain't no, where you need God to, make you a rap star or an R&B star or a country star. You got to put in the work in the studio, you see. And so I didn't, I stopped doing that. I went on, I kept in school. I went back to school and done some other things, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not hating on people in the music business I'm not hating. I take a lot to take the test. I'm not hating. I'm just wow, man. I mean, it's like wow. It's like to wake up to constantly elevate myself through education, outside knowledge, academics, and to still see no growth and development in the entertainment business is like, wow, I ain't miss nothing but some good money, and who knows, how I would have handled that, right? But yeah, so time goes on, and he's and so he fakes his death in Las Vegas, and they start making movies and releasing. And so now, today, 2022, it should be clear to people that, he is not dead and, he is a big time liar. And they keep rewarding him. They keep picking him up, trying to prop him up when he need to be told to stay down. Dude didn't serve all his time for rape. You see? And man, that's that he shouldn't get no pass. He got if he got out on an appeal was grounds that he could be released on appeal, then he ought to go turn himself back in and fight that rape case so he can move on with his life. You see? But yeah, man, so he is, and Weinstein shouldn't have to take Weinstein and Bill Cosby. I don't know if Bill Cosby done it. I really don't know if Bill Cosby done anything, but people like Harvey Weinstein, I don't think should, you know, be the scapegoat or be punished for Fagavelli for Tupac's errors. You see? Now I don't know the circumstances of Harvey Weinstein case, but if they could lock up this billionaire, half a billionaire dude, they could sure enough lock up Fagavelli. If they could lock up Rob Gabojevich, and he's out now, the former governor of Illinois, they can sure enough go get Fagavelli from Stone Mountain, Georgia, and lock him up, lock him back up, or at least hear his appeal and find him guilty again, and lock him back up. So people like him shouldn't be rewarded. People like Pussy Combs, shouldn't be rewarded. People like Faggoty Sent shouldn't constantly be. I mean, they didn't pay him, $10 million. They say, he get, their advances be like, $2 million, $1 million, $3 million for me. I'm not hating, but I'm just saying, they reward these dudes, and they really down. So when you pay somebody, you think, the record company like Interscope is saying they approve of who they are and the methods of who they are, and how they behave out in the public. You see, the people paying them is empowering them to be more haters, jealous, asshole dudes with money. You see, people like that should, stop getting being rewarded. They didn't made you got Pussy Combs saying he a billionaire. He don't a billionaire don't have to go on tour or sign another deal. If they artist is that good that you would give them some money, why why the question is not asked. He can't put his own artist out on his own money if he a billionaire. You see? So yeah, man, and like, in real life, them dudes is haters. For real. They haters. I don't want to play with them at all. Right? So I'm gonna get to Will and Jada, but yeah, like the fake Rick Ross, William Leonard Roberts, they reward this man, and his name not even Rick Ross. And Hollywood music business is infamous for starting shit, black on black crime, trying to get black people to kill each other. You see, he's rewarded with hair care products and books not even in his name. You see? So man, that's good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, y'all need to stop picking up haters and rewarding jealous, hating people. You see? I'm not a hater. Oh man. So so now we coming to like, Will and Jada. Well, I'm gonna talk about Gay Z, but he a hater. And other, somebody want me to tell, man. Jay Z drew, uh, Jay Z brought attention to himself by wearing the a gold universal flag, right? He drew attention to himself. I mean, he drew a lot of attention to himself wearing the universal flag. The universal flag is the flag of the nation of gods and earths, right? And so that's our flag. I got a couple chains that I wear with with the universal flag, and Jay-Z, Gay-Z, brought, some attention to himself. And, I said this before, and, he couldn't explain when asked what it was. It was people saying it's a devil secret society. It's the Illuminati. It's, they evil, bad people. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. Um, but he responded to me. He not gonna say nothing publicly or social media, nothing. But he responded to me and said that some to the regards that his universal chain is real gold, which makes him a real god. He think jewelry. He think having jewelry, having a gold universal flag makes him a representative of the nation of gods and earths. That's the furthest thing from the truth. A pen or a chain don't make you God body. Don't make you God, don't make you earth. The proper knowledge of yourself makes you God, goddess, and earth. That's two characteristics for women, goddess and earth. Women symbolic to um earth because they bring forth life. The earth brings forth life. Women bring forth life. They born bring forth life. With the seed planted by man into the earth. So they symbolic to earth, and they the feminine version of God, which is goddess, right? And having the proper knowledge of yourself and everything in your realm, in existence, in your cipher, in your world, you know, makes you God, not a chain. Wow. This dude, and so he believed my universal flags are fake, right? And he's off. He be like that thing ain't turned yet on you. So I say, wow, and it hurts. I mean, that's a hit because he's that stupid to think a gold piece makes you God, gives you knowledge. Yeah, it's knowledge in that chain, but he don't know it. So, he is not a 5%er, man. He is not a representative of the nation of gods and earths, right? So, yeah, man. But wow, that brother, man, wow. And once again, all they got to do is go to the Brooklyn Academy, or like Bree, go to Harlem Academy. Harlem open. They tell me the Brooklyn Academy is open. They are the schools where you learn the proper knowledge of yourself. They are online. You can look them up. You can reach out. So the dude talk all that Brooklyn stuff, but can't go to the damn 5% school and got and hit cause and say he got real jewelry. So he is a real wow. You know, no that he don't knowledge of no 120 man talking about he God, a God body. Jay-Z a fake 5%. He a five, but he not even a five pretender. Cause you can wear that and but when asked, when questioned, like what part of what what part of 120 you knowledge, he can't answer. You know what I'm saying? So man, that wow, no, man. When you just a fan of that. You understand? So yeah, man. So So yeah, so I was gonna talk about. Oh man, you want to talk about? And so so back to Tuwack, man. They Tupac. I come to learn Tupac so fake. It ain't funny, right? There's things I didn't heard in the street, and people could be playing me to get me to say it to you know you know come with some evidence that that I'm wrong, that I'm lying, that I'm not the complete truth, right? But I can be wrong, but and I don't have a problem with being corrected, through verbal communication. I don't have you put your hands on me, I ain't Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? Your bottom lip would have been busted. I ain't talking to Willard, but people think they gonna run up on me, your bottom lip, your front's gonna get pushed in. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, man, and so I was trying to figure out, why that dude done that. Why did he ambush Ayanna Jackson and, you know, try to rape her when she consented, to have sex with him the day before. Right? It was consensual sex the day before the next. So, you know, she got a Vlad interview that y'all can look at. People don't believe it. That's how cut up. They head up Facavelli little narrow ass, right? That this girl, 20 years later saying this what it is, right? Her word alone did not get him convicted. Uh he was arrested, he was interrogated, then he was charged, then he went to court with a lawyer and was found guilty. So it just wasn't her word that got him, and he was convicted and sent to jail. And so I was like, why he do that? They say Tupac ain't got a life. I'm like, well, why he do that, right? And so they start. So I look back, and then they say he had a wife, Keisha Morris, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, man, why he do that? What's wrong with dude, right? And so then I started just meddling and trying to feel people out. So I looked into to him in the Madonna relationship. I looked into the Kedada Jones relationship. I looked into the Keisha Morris or Keisha Morrison relationship. And I come across an article saying that he married her in jail, and he was in jail for the rape case, right? So, he got married, and I come there, she was a fan or something, I don't know, right? But he married her in jail, and then who else was? And then some porno stars, Angel Kelly and Nina Hartley, and he got a picture with Champagne, right? They like think they early '90s, porno stars, right? And they got stories that they tell on the internet about meeting Tupac, Suge bringing him out there in the hotel room. So I get to meddling, meddling, and trying to see if what they saying is true. Because you got women lying out here. I assume, like in the latest documentary, I think with this girl named Desiree or something, some some Latina chick saying Tupac was in Dannemora, and she went to go see him in Dannemora. Well, I ain't never heard Tupac being, and now she could have been, she could have been misspoke. She could have misspoke, but I ain't never heard him being in Danner. I think he would have got beat or ran up being in Danner more if he wasn't in protected. Cause they got the movie about Danner Moore, but so I look into the women, Jasmine Guy, Auntie Jada, and so I look into these women he would that they say he was close to. right? And so I asked her, and so I looked, and so I asked about women he had before the rape case, and maybe in high school or something. And it's some high school pictures out there with, well, when he went to California, I assume, moved there to uh, Marin City or whatever, of white girls sitting on his lap. Got some big white girl on his lap, then he got small, some, he's sitting next to these white girls. And so, I pry, and so I ask him, did y'all really have sex with Tupac? Now, they may be ashamed to say now, because he, in real life is a down hater, and I think because they all uneducated. He a ninth grade dropout, right? And so I asked them, and they could be lying, just to, don't want to admit to that. It ain't my business. It ain't nobody business who have sex with nobody. It's nobody business. But when you want character witnesses and character references from women that can say, you ain't no sexual perverted deviant, right? That's don't know how to control your sexual urges, then you don't know what no mean, right? So I was seeing, could, you know, and and so I heard back from all these women, Faith Evans, that they did not have sex with Tupac. Jasmine Guy, Auntie Jada, Faith Evans, Madonna, Khadija. I say Khadija Jones. They got her in the hotel in Las Vegas with him. They supposed to be engaged. She say she didn't have sex with him. Uh, Madonna say she didn't have Snoop telling the story how Tupac said he hitting that, and they seen him at somewhere they was together, and he telling Snoop they together, this, that, and the other. But you ask Madonna today, he didn't hit that. So now I'm thinking, so wow, if, and then you look into the high school, until you ask Jasmine Guy, and Jasmine say, we was friends. Jada say, no, that ain't, we ain't never had no relationship like that. And so if you don't believe me, they could be lying, and it ain't. I don't want the people's sexual details. I'm not into other people's sex life. That's their because I don't want people in mine. Right. So, that's their business. Right. I'm not a little boy. I'm a full grown man. I done had sex, and it's something I like to keep private. Right. No, and I ain't gay, ain't bi curious, ain't into men. It's just, things I like to keep to myself. Um, So, they could say what they want to say, but it's up to me to believe them, right? And I think, they've been asked over and over again, right? And it's looking like he didn't have sex with none of them, and it's looking like that Ayanna Jackson, his rape/sexual assault victim, could be his first sexual experience, right? His rape, sexual assault victim, Ayanna Jackson, peace to Ayanna Jackson, could be her could be his first sexual experience, right? And he was so picked up by the experience that when he invited her back, being trying, profiling him now, you know, he may have thought he had the girl like that because she gave him some sex consensually, that he could get her to do, have group sex with whoever that was in the hotel room, right, with him. And she said no. She said, I'm not here for them. I'm here for you. And he say that's you know, you know, that's when it went crazy. She said no, he tried to hold her down. And, it's too graphic to me, but yeah. So it's starting to look like this his first sexual experience, with his rape victim. And so then he get out of jail, he go to death row, and it's a got it's the porno stars out there, the porno industry out there, and you got Angel Kelly, you got Nina Harley telling stories of Tupac was in the hotel room and with Nina Hartley, and she didn't have sex with Nina Hartley with he didn't have sex with Nina Hartley, Angel Kelly, Champagne. They went to Champagne birthday party, right? Then I say, man, if I would had all them access to all them women, I think I would have done something with them. I would like to believe, what I'm talking about. But yeah, they say he was down, and I think Tupac is is trying to punish himself, by staying on women, I guess. But that's gay. you know, I didn't ask him, and he said he don't like women, so I don't want no, but I don't want nothing to do with no dude that don't like women, that don't like, love, or respect women. I can't fuck with you, for real. For real. Not being gay, but if you got sense, you understand the heterosexual movement, the heterosexual person, that's fine. But I ain't trying to fuck with no dude that's trying to self correct himself. He ain't doing nothing but, setting himself up to rape again. Right. And so this is before and after the way I say keep down, and then so Keisha Moore is like I heard him say I didn't even consummate my marriage, I just laid in the bed with her, and it's probably a conjugal visit, right? So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. So, but yeah, that's what I'm getting, that he did not have sex. He is not the true player of women, or the ladies man, like Interscope make him out to be. Their public relations, their their media relations department. And so yeah, man, dude. And so you know that's you know so it's like dude was a virgin, and then the next day, whatever, how many hours after it, he tried to rape her. Tried to get her to, uh, uh, have group sex. I guess with his role managers and whoever else was there, right? So, you know, yeah. So so then Will, right? Will and Jada. I think Auntie down, man. She down. She don't believe Facavelli is a piece of shit, right? I'm like, you got the red table, why you can't reach out to Ayanna Jackson and interview her and hear her side of things. Jada's supposed to be a feminist. She's supposed to be pro the feminist movement. You know what I'm saying? That's my homeboy. Well, then what kind of friend are you? You ain't getting the truth, or trying to get the you know if if Tupac ain't do it and he laying low cause he think he gonna get a bad rap or not get treated fair by the state of New York court system, the city of Manhattan court system, then you could do your duty by, like Vlad and maybe catching some lies or whatever. But I don't think she lying. So yeah, man, that's how you gonna act. That's to have this platform that you have and you ain't keeping it real. And so nah, so so now they talk about Will Book, right? They say Will Book out, and he got a line in there where he said he was so jealous of Tupac, right? And I'm like, wow, right? I mean, and so he said this like, I guess, well, I never heard him say it. It's other people say that he said it, right? Or that he wrote this. And he said this. People said for him that he was jealous of Tupac, and I don't think it's nothing Tupac did. It was probably the relationship that he had with Jada, right? They was friends, right? And I guess you know Will wanted that. He wanted the attention. He wanted all of Jada heart. Now I'm gonna analyze here why Will Smith Willard would say he was jealous of Tupac. And I'm assuming he wanted all of Jada's affection man, for men. She didn't, he didn't want her, you know, to feel like, that's your friend you could talk. He wanted to be, you know, her friend, her lover, her brother, her father, her mother, Prince. He wanted to be everything to Jada. She and I feel that way. I don't want my wife to have a male friend that she knew before me that she feels she could confide in, and he ain't married. You see, so and even if he gay, I had to tell one. I was if he got a gay dude got a penis. See what I'm saying? So no, I don't. Gay dude be that way. A gay dude, a snake your girl and do you dirty just like a straight dude would. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it ain't and so that created this I think that picked up the whole Tupac movement. If Will Smith and so I'm just thinking he just trying to be a bigger man for Jada when he say this. I think he expressing his feelings, so Jada could know, right? But I don't think he jealous of Tupac today. You see, uh, yeah, and I think that was just, you know, it was just some bullshit, man. Just trying to show Jada he could be honest. But I think he was just trying to get her off of him, or get her off the idea of Tupac being the dude she met in ninth grade. I tried to tell her a long time ago that he ain't the same dude that you knew in Baltimore School of Performing Arts. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, so no. So yeah, man, and people is planning it at today. Are he trying to be Tupac? Will, I don't believe is trying to be Tupac. He know like I know Tupac a loser, and we've been trying to get Jada to see that. He a loser, and now more than ever, you know, and this is the thing about Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And black, they don't like to grow. They can't admit they wrong. Like y'all say something publicly, and y'all say something publicly, and then if more information come out, y'all don't like to update or correct. It's like me, y'all got to get better communication skills, to you know roll with the punches, roll with the new developments, and then speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't even search yourself, your friends, what you say. You see? So, man. Yeah. No. So that's that's where they go wrong. You see what I'm saying? Now, oh man, what I'm looking at. Oh man. So how I feel about man, I think see, you know, I watched the Serena Williams, the Venus and Serena Williams documentary, and I think it's another documentary they got out on their father. I think, or it could be in the same documentary, but it's a good documentary. Even though Serena got a peanut brain, it's a, it's a, it's a, it's a, it's a good documentary, right? Um, and Richard Williams, is a good father. He was a good father raising them. He said he had a plan for them when they was in the womb. He was thinking about what they gonna do when they was in the womb. He writing down plans of what he wanted them to do and how he was gonna raise them when they was in the womb. When Venus was in the womb, was in Serena. I say, man. And then he talked about the struggle, the racism that he went through growing up, right? And and so when they made and so I respect Richard Williams, they father. I respect Venus and everything, but I don't respect Will taking the role of King Richard, right? Of Richard Williams. Due to Will is a light skinned brother, Richard Williams is a dark skinned man. And I think it's uh I think it's a bad cast, right? To cast Will in that role. Uh and so Will say, well, you hate him. And he say, you hate. And I say, I'm not hating, because I also said Will, instead of playing the lead role of King Richard, he should have tried his hand in directing. This could have been his directorial debut. He could have produced it. You know, he could have funded it, and or he could have done all those things and still been in it and not as King Richard. Will can take a role and make the same money. He can make the same money he would playing King Richard as he could directing the movie, right? So it's selfish of Will to want to play a person he don't fit the physical characteristics of, right? And he did that in a concussion. Come to find out that doctor that he played a concussion is a dark skinned African or Nigerian man, and his wife is dark skinned. Will had himself and his wife, some actress, some light skinned woman. I say, oh, you want to be a doctor? When I learned this, I said, oh, you want to be a doctor? He could have got David Owowoziwo. I can't say his name. Excuse me for getting your name wrong. I'm not clowning. I just can't pronounce it right now, right? But the dude that played Lewis in The Butler with Forrest Whitaker, he could have got that actor because he closer to the dialect, right? And he almost the same height and color, but the doctor from Concussion is a very dark skinned man, right? And so you say who? Well, we went over that, and I can't say Mahershala Ali, right? I think I'm saying that right. I'm not clowning. If I say it wrong, it's pardon me. I ain't clowning. I just big old name. I stammer a little bit. I don't want to, mess it up. But yeah, the dude that played in the what you call it, the Green Book, right? Good movie, right? And he probably could have took on the role of King Richard, dark skinned brother, played in Numbers with Taraji. I mean, Hitting Numbers. Him about being a NASA space number lady or some shit. I can't even. But yeah, him, right? He dark skinned brother. He fit the physical character, and he can act. He's good, right? And Will could have directed that movie. Could have been in it. Now Will not the only person. Real quick, Will not the only person that I'm upset with about taking roles that ain't made for them. Is Mark Wahlberg took on the role of Spencer for Hire. And it's on Netflix, Spencer Confidential. They fucked that movie up. My daddy raised me on Spencer. For real, had me watching Spencer, tell me, watch Hawk, Avery Brooks. Spencer, bad motherfucker. Hawk, a bad motherfucker. Hawk got a spinoff, that he had, right? And they fucked it up. Now Marky can act. Marky from Boston could have played Spencer. Marky ain't do his homework, right? Oh my God, it's why would they do that? I mean, they fucked up Starsky and Hutch. They fucked up Spencer Confidential. They fucked up and Tom Cruise playing Jack Reacher. As y'all if y'all see they trying to get it right with the television series on Amazon Prime. Jack Reacher is a big white boy, big as John Cena. But I think Jack Reacher's 6'4". I think John Cena about 5'10", 5'11" or something. But John Cena is the size, the girth and complexion and hair color that Jack Reacher is, not Tom Cruise. And Tom Cruise did a sequel and did not do his homework. And, man, they fucked their movies up. Really. It is disappointing. Like Marky didn't do it. Marky known for not doing his homework. You see what I'm saying? He fucked the shit up like that. It ain't funny. They owe the author an apology. Marky Spencer for Hire it's a dark television show. Adult mature thing back then. He a proud investigator from Boston, and and it was is dark, and they made you know the character Hawk run. Now the script, the dialogue, but how they, oh my God, is terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. You know, the Hawk ain't cat. No, the Hawk. If you gonna kind of, you probably should have got Superfly or somebody. The dude that played the new Superfly in Georgia, right? I can't think his name. Or somebody like that. So a slim brother that fight karate. Hawk was bad, man. Had the whip, had all the different color BMWs, and he was a killer. So if not him, the darker skinned brother that you know, fit that mold, man. You see what I'm saying? And man, no, they and Marky got game. He do. And so it's like, wow, why would you ugh? And so, it ain't just Will taking this King Richard. This will go on in Hollywood, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So I was disappointed. I can't bring myself to watch King Richard. Because I can't bring myself to watch it, man. It's kind of uh it's kind of disrespecting and insulting to people that ain't sleep. You see, that ain't down. Yeah, King Richard Williams a bad motherfucker. He's a good father. Raised two world tennis champions. And with five, six, seven, 10 more kids. So he a bad motherfucker, right? Hats off to Richard Williams, really. But that role wasn't for Will. Yeah, Westbrook could have made it. Overbrook could have made it. Will could have made it. That ain't hate when you can take other roles, but you want to be something that you not. It's King Richard. Now I ain't seen it. I just can't. I look. I can't. I don't even want to see the trailer. See what I'm saying? I don't even want to see the trailer. It's like he destroying the image of King of Richard Williams. It ain't funny. He's ain't a lot of hate. Man, we look at your 1099, your commercial bank accounts, you crying about some hate. You see? So yeah, man, that I ain't feeling that, man. I ain't feeling and then, he get a and so he get an Oscar for it, right? And they ain't seen the movie. Oscar movies really do be, some of them really do be good. Even, e- even if, I'm not the targeted demographic. Oscar movies do be good, right? And but and so he get an Oscar. You know, my personal my in my personal little world, you know, um, I think you know he got an Oscar because he acted a fool. He ran up on Chris. They had boycotted the Oscars a couple years ago, and now tonight, they showing their ass. When I say they, him and Jada showing their ass. They ran up on Chris, and I think Will, I think Will bullied the Oscar Academy to give him that award, or he was given, and so he was given the award to continue to market that movie. You see, I think it's a scam. You see, I think it's a scam. I mean, I ain't seen. It may be. I just can't. I just it. No, their their documentary movie Venus Serena is like good enough. You see, And they made a documentary about him. That's good enough, man. To get, you know, I just ain't feeling Will just cause he's just a light skinned brother, man. And you got black brothers out here. You could have did Morris Chestnut or somebody. Put on the wig and you know what I'm saying, and Morris Chestnut. You see what I'm saying? Kevin Hart on stilts. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I don't think that's a good look, man. So yeah, man. No, no. So, that's how I think. I, that's why I think, you know, the Oscars got them tripping. The Oscars, got them tripping, man. Oh man. And so, but and so, but so now they say, well, what how you still feel about, you don't. Well, I mean, after long deliberation about it, right after there was been a week or two, um, man, I just think, well, they getting a lot of feedback. Will and Jada getting a lot of negative feedback. They've been threatened. They've been warned. Um, uh, and and they have put they've been threatened and warned and disrespected even more. See, I don't even think it was I don't think it was a disrespectful joke, but I wasn't the target of the joke, right? So I can't. But um, they had will have put. You got comedians feel what Will did put other comedians' life or in danger, right? You know, people may be at a comedy show and had a comedian going off and 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 somebody might not like being talked about in the audience and run on stage because Will did. And see, this is why they get negative feedback. You got some dudes who just just he went off. He went off, talked about Jada and Will. I mean, called her all kind of foul names, worse than G.I. Jane too. You see, and so they making a point. You know, G.I. Jane 2 ain't a bad joke. Me calling you a bald headed skank cankerous whore is something you get up and fight about, not being called G.I. Jane, right? So I understand that. And see, this one is getting real now, right? And, you know, I'm gone. I'm in the spaceship gone. I ain't even trying to beef, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Um and so yeah, man. So this is why. This is why they all jumped in and jumped on because people want to do it. People probably feel like doing that. Even to the kings of comedy. You got Steve Harvey, Klein and Brothers. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like they got to be careful. They got to revamp what they say, how they say. That that's the comedians, right? And you know, these what as the insults are now getting worse. Could not take that. He was like extra sensitive, and so when I look deep and so I think They should have took that. I think Chris. I don't even if he was hating. This is what I thought of. Even if he was hating, it wasn't a. It was a hate of him saying, even with your alopecia, you still could be GI Jane too. You ain't even affect your alopecia. Has not affected you working in Hollywood. You aren't shut down, you aren't disabled. And so, you can still win with alopecia. But, they didn't, and they know Chris is just Chris being Chris, man. He picking on them. He picked on them at the last Oscar saying, Jada, and if you that sensitive, then y'all shouldn't have went to the Oscars. You should have let them mail your Oscar, not get your Oscar. And they probably figure that's what, and so this them won an Oscar, and this going back to what I said before about when Jada spoke out about him Will not being nominated for Concussion. Right? Is I come across an article by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing saying that black people need to stop seeking validation from institutions like the Oscars. That institution was not created for black folk, for black actors, for black movies. They just accepted us, what, 50 years ago, 60 years ago. It's a 94-year-old institution, right? And, you know, you gotta do your homework. What's the first black Oscar? Who won the first black Oscar? Who won the first? I think probably Sidney Poitier or something. First black person. Ha- Hattie McDaniel. Mm, Gone with the Wind. Excuse me, February 29, 1940. 19 Gone with the Wind. How about that? 19 for Hattie McDaniel. Oh man, 19 for, excuse me. First black Oscar winner. He said it didn't help her career. Oh man. But the hotel did not allow the 44-year-old McDaniel to sit at the same table at the film's white cast members. And her historic award for Best Supporting Actress didn't open doors to better movie roles for black actors, including McDaniel herself. Instead of winning wider success because of her Oscar, she said later, it was if I had done something wrong. Lord have mercy. An African didn't win a competitive Oscar again until 1964. Wow. 24 years later, James Baskett won an honorary Oscar in 1948 for portraying Uncle Remus, when the Best Actor award went to Sidney Poitier. It wasn't until 2002 that Halle Berry became the only African American to win the Best Actress award. What? That's in 2002. Halle. African Americans have won 20 acting Oscars, but it's diversity. It's 2015. A call for diversity began under the banner Oscars So White. This year, 4 African are nominated for acting awards, down from 9 last year's Sunday ceremony at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood. man. So yeah, man, this has been the problem with they a racist institution. You see what I'm saying? And so now you see Jaden, Will, everybody Denzel, they on edge in that motherfucker, right? They on edge, and Chris just trying to, you know, loosen everybody up, right? He just trying to loosen everybody up. Me personally, I'm from watching, um, the clips and reviews. Uh, I didn't see even when he said Jada boycotting the Oscars, she tripping, and then this year up Jada. I see you can play G.I. Jane too. I don't think that's you at the Oscars. This is Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm starting to see that may be a little out of line to walk up there and then act the fool like this at the Oscars. The Oscars. I think Denzel told him at this his biggest moment, this racist ass gold statue. It's his biggest moment, not his first goddamn check of $20 million, $5 million, 10 million of the fucking gold, a fake for a role he shouldn't even took, right? This his biggest moment. The devil fucking with your head to me, he go run up on Chris, somebody you didn't know for 20, 30 years. See what I'm saying? So, man, no. So, I said, Chris saying you could play G.I. Jane 2, that's a hater's compliment. If you feel that way, Chris that's a compliment. It's a movie themed joke, right? It's a movie themed joke, right? And if y'all can't go out or go to this event right here and not be cool, maybe y'all shouldn't go. That's down. I don't. I mean, he highlighting you. He highlighting you whether you understand or feel it or not. He highlighting you at the Oscars. And so if y'all didn't want to be used that way, you know, acknowledge as as you know people that attend and nominated for this racist ass award, y'all shouldn't have went. Y'all should have kept y'all boycott going. And that would have brought more attention and more some awareness to uh the racist antics and racist politics of this old Oscars. Wow. Wow. Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. Stop seeking validation from institutions like that. And you won't get depressed. You won't get so hype and anxious, anxiety that you run up on somebody and show your ass. That's ridiculous, man. You see what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. Man. So yeah, yeah. Now, now, if I'm gonna be finished in a minute. If Will really had to hit Chris, if he really wanted to correct Chris, which I think was overkill too, I don't think it was necessary. Even if Chris say, I didn't, I mean, I don't think he had to do that. Now, if he had to do it, he had to do it. If I don't think he had to do it, right? I don't think he had to do it. But if he had to do it, and they say, well, people say, well, Will should have stepped to him off backstage in the green room later on. Well, if if you want to correct that, to correct somebody in that moment, when it happens, as it happens, they're going to understand better than 20, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours later. You see? So I guess that's the street, right? If you gonna correct somebody, and so they get the point. Now we don't know what private conversations they have had about Chris talking about Jada, talking about Will and Jada boycotting. Man, I think Chris just keeping it light, man. Now is he cooning for keeping it light? Some people say Chris cooning for taking the job. When you know, I don't know, man. It's they got their way of trying to feel included and break the barrier and get and make the Oscars more universal, right? To be recognized on that as that standard of you are a good actor, so says the Oscars, right? Not the 20 million, not your continued uh, television and film residuals. You see what I'm saying? Not the demand for you, from from concert goers, but the Oscars. In real life. You don't understand. I can act. Somebody give me a role, a chance. I can act, but I won't be. I don't think I'll be acting. In the back of my mind, I hope I get an Oscar. I hope I get a goddamn check. You know what I'm saying? Some money. You know what I'm saying? So, I got Cash App. Y'all to donate to me. You see what I'm saying? For this game I be giving up. You see what I'm saying? So y'all should support the independent movement for real. So, and it's in the YouTube description. Yeah. Oh man. So yeah. And and so like I had some, I recommended some films for Will that he do, you know, um, and like I recommended that he do uh uh Jamal, you know, Mumia Jamal, I think they ought to do his life story. And I told Will he ought to do the move when they bomb them people. Now I can be in all them more. And then I told Auntie Jada, Auntie, that you a ought to do a side of Shakur's story. I can be in all three of them movies. If they're gonna keep it real, they get they act like they don't know their people when they get to doing shit like this, and that's extra and role I could do. But yeah, those two stories will should have been done because they base in Philly. You know what I'm saying? And he doing, he did Nicky Bonds, which he don't want to put out now because it hit him Nicky a drug dealer and Nicky was wrong. He don't want to do it. I told him I think before he started shooting Nicky that he should do Mumia, Abu Jamal, and the Move family, and and uh and and Asada Shakur, for Jada. You see, Man, I don't know if I can. I told him do that. You know, they got to do it. Will said in regard, he got scared. Now, I don't know. He, got bought or got Mumia's life rights. I don't know if he did, but he say he got scared because, and so I got some books. I ain't read them, but I got a lot of books on Mumia, and and the police officer's wife that got shot wrote a book, and and it said like she like got she protected from the police fraternal order in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and that Will got scared, and he was like, man, I think he. I'm like, dude, you can't think that way. This is, he is really a political prisoner. And they really dropped a bomb on this house where babies lived at. And, for you not to want to make some in a city where you grew up at, in a time where, you was born, you know, you ain't, adding to the struggle, right? You see, so I've been talking about that with him, man. But he gotta want to do it. Then he come, I want to get paid. It's like like I gotta go get the funding to get you know everybody life rights and get some screenplay writers to start writing the script, and then go to the movie company and say I'm gonna get Will Smith in both these movies. And and then then meet him at his pay rate, right? And I'm like, wow, dude, you're supposed to be paid already where you could start this without, or go get, and so now I say, okay, you want to be paid, fine. Well, Will is in business with the Chinese, right? I think it's the Chinese, the people that made Bright. I think he got like a certain amount of films he could do with Netflix. So he didn't have to do Bright. The, no, the same budget they did with Bright, the same money he made, he could have made the Mumia Jamal film, right? Without saying, you know, all he had to do was say this what I want to do, and they would have done it. So, the money is already there for him to do what he want to do. You see? So, this another brother. These brothers, oh, no, I'm the man, got the money, but you don't have the power. He don't. And I didn't heard Will talk about. He try not to act like, that he can lend his celebrity to things and it'll help change or help stimulate or spark some kind of growth, right? And so, he knows the business like that, but he said he can get paid. But, he just gotta wake up and say, this is what I want to do. You know, he gotta want to make this himself. It's like he lazy and don't want to make nothing himself. Like he don't know what's good. He's scared to take a book that he like or, some story that he heard and make it. You see what I'm saying? So, he gotta want it. He gotta want to raise, his fist. See what I'm saying? And so that's the level he need to get on, man. He wouldn't be, worrying about getting an Oscar. If you do what you do and you're good at it and it don't come, but the numbers speak for themselves, then that's what it is. So yeah, man. Yeah. I just hope they don't kill us. They don't run up on Jada Pond, whatever they call the red table location, and you know what I'm saying. They got armed bodyguards. So, but yeah, man. So that's my time, man. That's what I think about it. And then and Tony Rock, Chris Rock brother, just come out with his goofy dumb ass talking about some. We on Pac all year. We on Pac. How you on? Now this how stupid. This how I don't know it ain't even funny. He said he come on. We on Pac all year. We on Pac all year. Wait a minute. And then he say, "What a bitch ass nigga hit my brother over a bitch." You ain't running up on we on Pac. That's stupid. Pac on Jada, and if Will supposed to be Tupac, and so if you disrespect Jada and Jada say get him Tupac, what the fuck you think Tupac was gonna do with his faggot ass? Run up on Chris Rock. So why would Chris Rock brother be coming out on stage talking about we on Pac all year like he's supposed to be, you know, that's stupid. Pac is on Jada's side. You know what I'm saying? Pac ain't on your side. So what they want to turn Tupac against Will Smith. I know for a fact Will Smith will beat Tupac ass. Like I had to tell Moo this, the outlaw. I say, man, Moo tell that story. Moo tell that story that Tupac was say, man, you see Will Smith, we was gonna put hands on him, man. Will and Charlie would have beat the outlaw's ass all day, every day. Would have beat. Why the fuck Tupac telling somebody else to get Will? You get Will, nigga. I told him back then, Will to beat your ass for real. I would like to see that fight. While you bullshitting, and if you want something, people might want to see that fight, beat that snitching nigga ass. Well, first, I ain't no snitch, and ain't Fagavelli, and nobody gonna beat my ass. See what I'm saying? So, so, so I'm out. Peace.